All right, so how much evidence do you need that it's a really bad idea for men to be in girls' locker rooms and bathrooms and in private areas? How much evidence do you need? I mean, the stories keep popping up of men getting access to these areas, pretending to be women, and being allowed to do so because it's a no-judgment zone or some such nonsense. Kendall Tietz, that is an investigative reporter at Defending Education. Kendall, thank you for being here.
Hi, great to be here. Sorry.
Good to have you. Department of Education documents show a sex offender, an Arlington school board member, swapping emails about girls' locker rooms. What is this all about?
Yeah, so through public records requests, Defending Education came into copy with some of these FOIA documents that basically found that Richard Cox, a registered sex offender who identifies as a woman, faces more than 20 charges after allegedly exposing himself in women's locker rooms at multiple Arlington, Virginia pool facilities in both the Arlington public school pools as well as Arlington County pools. And it's important to note that these Arlington public school pools were available to members of the community in the evening, and in the case of Richard Cox, biological men are allowed to use these facilities in these community hours.
So let me just ask you this. I mean, this is kind of a basic biological question, but let's just get right to it. He's 58 years old, is Richard Cox, 20 charges, as you mentioned, a registered sex offender who identifies as a woman, exposing himself. Was he exposing women's parts?
No, I don't think so.
No. There's the answer everybody's looking for. No, it's a dude pretending to be a woman exposing himself to actual women and girls in the locker room, right? I mean, that's what this is. Let's just call it for what it is. Let's be honest, all right?
Absolutely. So, as you mentioned at the outset, it's important to note that he was communicating with the school board member almost as a member of the community, and he was saying, she is now a sitting school board member, basically without any apparent vetting or inquiry into who this individual was. She touted her record as an ally to the LGBT community to really secure his vote. She expressed concern about potential transphobic comments from staff and told this 58-year-old man that he should be able to use the showers and changing rooms that, he is most comfortable using. So in this case, as you mentioned, that meant the same facilities used by prepubescent girls.
Yeah. So how long does this insanity go on? It's not like this kind of a story is even unusual anymore. We've heard about transgendered women, which are men, in prisons impregnating the women there. We've heard about stories like this is not unusual. This is disgusting. And it's obvious that it's a problem. Why do we allow it to continue in Arlington or anywhere else?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, this has been an issue for Northern Virginia. It's really been ground zero for this. And I, do think it's important to note that Richard Cox allegedly repeated this behavior 6 more times in both Fairfax and Arlington County facilities. So not only is it a breakdown in policies at the Arlington Public School as well as Arlington County facilities, basically allowing people to go into these restrooms and locker rooms based on their self-identified gender. But it's also an issue where he was clearly allowed to repeat this behavior as not only a man, but also a registered sex offender.
Yeah. So on October the 28th, Cox, sex offender, who signed his name as Ricky Cox, R-I-K-I, emailed the campaign email of a current school board member, Kathleen Clark, about an issue. I want to read this to the folks so they understand how deviant and dastardly they are. I am a member of the LGBT and specifically transgender community. The issue is that transgender people, including minors, are disproportionately homeless and use places like the county swimming pools to shower. But let me be clear, this is not only an opportunity to be clean about and feel part of the community. However, solely because of complaints of a transgender person in the locker room, Washington Liberty Swimming Pool made a rule that people using the shower but not the pool must use the single isolated locker room away from everyone else, like there's some kind of freak or something. Yeah, that'd be right. Some kind of freak or something. Look, We're providing you with a facility to shower and do as you need by yourself, a private facility. What could possibly be wrong with that?
Yeah, and he even went on to say that he told the school board member if there is any complaint, she was, just to clarify, she was running at the time and she now sits on the school board. But he said if there's any complaint, then that person should be invited to use the single locker room. And he said, given the choice, I am sure they will choose to remain with the community and learn to be inclusive with everyone else.
All right. So this court case now, the sex offender case, 20 charges. I would hope that this is going through the process. Any idea where it is in the legal process?
I know that he has been in court and faces a multitude of charges. He obviously has repeated this in multiple counties, and I believe his trial is ongoing at this time.
All right. Well, I appreciate you bringing this to our attention. We need to stop the insanity. We need to protect women and girls. That's what Title IX is all about. It's what our laws are about. We need to protect those that can't protect themselves, and that includes women and girls. This is nonsense. It has no place in a civilized society. If people don't want to be exposed or be exposed to by men, then they shouldn't be. I appreciate you being here, Kendall. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciate it. All right.